What's the best way to make sure I'm prepared for an event that I'm hosting? Hi, this is Eliot from Workload. In this video, we'll be building a workflow starting with a new event in Google Calendar. Then we'll be using the AI Wizard by Workload to interpret the details of that event in order to generate a task list that we will put into Google Tasks. All right, let's build a workflow. So we're going to start here at the workload editor. We'll give our workflow a title. So this is going to be Google Calendar to Wizard to Google Tasks. And we're going to click inside of our trigger box and we're going to select Google Calendar. The event is going to be new event. Make sure I'm connected to Google. If you need help connecting to Google, please check out the blog in the description. The calendar that I want this trigger to monitor is going to be my test calendar. So the whole point of this workflow is to develop a list of steps needed to prepare for the event. So these would only be events that you're hosting. So maybe you would want to have a separate calendar that was the events that you're hosting, and then put events that you are just attending on a different calendar because you wouldn't necessarily need a task list for those events. Click continue. We'll test to see if we find any events. And we have a new event. So I'm going to click continue. For my first action, I'm going to use tools by workload, AI Wizard, prompt your data. From the input data, I'm going to select fields that are going to help the AI Wizard determine what tasks you need to take. I'm going to include the name of the event, which is called the summary in the Google Calendar response. We're going to include the description, the location, and then the start time. That's probably all we need. So I'm going to paste in a prompt. Interpret this information about upcoming event I am hosting and develop a task list of 10 steps that I need to do before the event starts. Return this as a flat object. So I tried to make the prompt vague so it could be about any event that was upcoming, but I used 10 steps specifically so that every response would always have the same number of steps. So when we plug them into Google Tasks, there'll always be a step to line up with how we mapped it into Google Tasks. And then return this as a flat object just means that we'll be able to paste it into Google Tasks more easily. So we'll test this action. And the event that we are hosting was a birthday party for our coworker Jeff in the conference room. Okay, so we have our 10 steps. Send out invitations, order decorations, plan party games, order a cake, set up the conference room, set up the party games, coordinate with catering for any additional food, send out a reminder email, ensure all necessary supplies are in place for the party, and arrive early on the day to oversee setup. It's possible that this might be overkill and it's more steps than you need, but it'll definitely help you stay organized so you'll be ready for the event. So we'll click continue. We'll add a step. This is going to be in Google Tasks. And the event is going to be to create a task. Make sure I'm connected to Google Tasks. Again, you can check out the blog in the descriptions for help logging into any of our apps that we're using in this workflow. The task list that I want to put this task onto is my funsies list. The title, I'm actually going to pull from the initial trigger. And that's going to be the summary, office party for Jeff. The notes are going to be all those steps from number 2. So I'm going to click each one at a time and then hit enter after each one.
A few moments later.
Okay, so we have all of our steps, and the due date will be the initial start time of the event. Click continue, and we'll test the action. And we have a success. So I'm going to click continue here. I'm going to come over to Google Tasks, and that task was just added with all of those steps, and it's due on the day of the party. All right, so we have a functioning workflow. All of our steps have a green dot in the upper left-hand corner, so we can activate our workflow. And now whenever we create a new event in Google Calendar, the information will be interpreted by the AI wizard and turned into a task list in Google Tasks. That's how you can use Workload to build a workflow that interprets upcoming Google events and makes them into actionable tasks in Google Tasks. Please join the Workload community by commenting on this post. Any questions you might have or any suggestions for future videos. You can also like this video and click here to subscribe to our channel, or click here to get more content from Workload about how to make your business practices flow more smoothly. And I'll see you next time.